station are strictly those of the program hosts, guests, and callers and are not necessarily those of Beasley Broadcast Group, this station, its staff, other advertisers, or agencies.
We are an Atlanta original. This is Atlanta's all new...
You are now entering Nyghtstorm Nation.
All I have to say is this. If you are one of those people that have been put down all of your life, beat up and trapped in a pit of woe, it is time for you to stand up with the Nyghtstorm Nation, because we aren't going anywhere.
I'm YG Nyghtstorm, the man not afraid to be transparent, as I help real people with real issues. And my co-host is my queen, my stunningly gorgeous wife.
Okay. Good morning, ATL and everyone all over the world. This is Toby George Nyghtstorm, the woman known, not afraid to tell the truth about things as they really are. And this is Nyghtstorm Radio. Radio gone real because we are you.
Now, Nyghtstorm Nation, if you're in the ATL, please call in at 443-55-8699. And to all the Nyghtstorm Nation members around the country, call in at 1-866-923-2860. You can also find out more about us, the Nyghtstorms, at Nyghtstorm.com. That's NYGHTSTORM.com. And you can also listen to our show from the Talk Radio page on our website and also on Love860.com. Ain't that right,
I know
baby?
You got this little sing-song thing.
Yeah, I'm just working it and moving it. And
but at any rate, also, you smartphone users out there, I tell you every week, I'm going to continue to tell you, pull out those phones, go to your store that you buy your apps or download your apps, whatever you do, and get iHeartRadio, Tunein Radio, iRadionow. Go to the Talk Radio section of it. Look for Love 860 AM so you can follow us every Thursday right here, wherever you are. Nyghtstorm Radio, 11 a.m. Thursdays.
Now, you done heard the queen give you your marching orders, and if you want your life to be right, you need to listen to it, because I listen to it every day, and my life is just peachy.
I'm pretty good at that, huh?
Just playing. Right, so what's on tap for the day, baby?
All right, well, YG, all of the graduations are pretty much over.
Thank God.
And, the celebrations are done. We've kind of toned down and settled into the summer, but now it's time to get your mind to what's next.
Yeah.
And for a lot of our graduates, that involves getting ready for college. And this is a totally different world from high school. And they're about to find out how to, get prepared. Summer's flying by. Those days on the beach are soon to come to a close. 4th of July is next week. Can you believe that?
Ain't that something, man? Ain't that 4th of July next week, man?
It's next
Ain't that something? So that means summer vacation is halfway over. Parents, don't worry. Your kids finna go to the real world. And you're going to get you a break a little bit. Okay, so now I remember these days. Okay. And I also remember, when,
the days of college.
Yeah, when I went to college. And, I was all good and cool because I was out, mom's house. And I was finally, the man. And I could go and I could do anything I want to do. I could talk to anybody I want to talk to.
Stay out as late as you want to.
Holler at anybody I wanted to holler at, if you know what I mean. But then, consequences.
Because you still got to get up to go to class while you're doing all this hollering. And
but see, that's the thing. The consequences of your actions start really counting against you when you in the real world. And I'm thinking about all this freedom, all this great stuff about college, and yet it was consequences, things I did not see. So, but we are going to get in deep with this. And we always like to start off with the Nyghtstorm letter. And Nyghtstorm Nation, if you want to write into us, you can always hit us up at the Nyghtstorms at Nyghtstorm.com. And we will definitely read your email. And if we feel it's appropriate for the show topic, we will include it. And now, sweetheart.
Yes.
How does the first Nyghtstorm letter read from folks going into the real world and getting out that bubble called high school?
Well, this letter, he's fun. It amused me when I first read it because I was like, okay, he's talking real. He's making some points here.
Right.
But it goes, Dear Nyghtstorms, first of all, hi. How are you? Good? Cool. I mean, just to write it, just how he starts this is just hilarious to me. Like, well, as you can probably tell from the opening of this email, I'm of the younger generation, and I enjoy listening to your show. You two always give me a fresh perspective on life and such, and I appreciate that. Okay, so I write to you because I saw your tweets about preparing for college and everything. And while I think that's cool and all, for some, I just think that it's not for everyone.
Right. Okay.
I mean, why go and get into thousands upon thousands of dollars of debt for the next 4 years, only to finish school and end up working a job that has nothing to do with your degree? I mean, I understand it's always good to have more going for you than just a high school diploma, and you need some type of skills if you want to make more than minimum wage. But bet you can get on a job, training with a warehouse or someplace, and work yourself up. In 4 years, you could be managing those cats that's been spending that time sitting at a desk and not owe anybody anything. Y'all feel me? I'm just saying. But, you know, to each his own. But that's just my 2 cents for what it's worth. As I said, I enjoyed your show. Keep up the good work. AJ in the A.
AJ in the A. Okay, we appreciate that letter, AJ. And, you know, you have some points there, young man, because, sweetheart, we got kids that just graduated from college.
Yes, we do.
Then got married, and they living their life and doing their thing, but they are realizing that sometimes when you come out of college, you don't always get the job that you want in the field that you studied for. So I understand that point, AJ. And then the point he's talking about, well, you going into debt, and I can sit here, I can start in a warehouse, right? And I can work myself up, and then I'll be managing all those dudes who just coming out of college.
Exactly.
And they owe all this money, $300,000, $400,000, and I'm their boss.
Right, exactly. And that's when I read the email, I was like, well, YG, he is kind of making a point. I get where he's coming from with that. And he doesn't have, you know, all of these hundreds of thousands or thousands of thousands, whatever your major cost you.
Yeah, but that road can be shaky.
About. Yeah, definitely.
Because what if you lose that job at the warehouse?
Exactly.
Now you ain't got nothing to fall back on.
Well, he got his management experience, I guess. I mean, I'm
understand.
just looking at it from his point of view and the way he's saying it, because, you know, there's two sides to every coin.
Yeah.
So, but it's always good to have that degree, though. I'll always say, because what if management positions aren't available? You need to have something where you can say, I did this and I have the paper on the wall to show for it.
Yes, ma'am. Man, you know what else is good? It's always good to have us as experts, but it's always good to have other experts in the studio as well. Now, in my British accent, and I'm going to say this properly, and I know the Queen doesn't like it, and I know Jared is having fun in the studio, but I will say this. Jared, if you guys can cue that music, please, so we can introduce our superstar guest properly. Ha ha ha! Yeah! Now, Nyghtstorm Nation, we are playing 5-Star Chick because this young lady is a 5-star chick. Take it away, my queen.
With the slogan, learn in less than 4 days what it takes 4 years to learn, our guest today is a 2009 first generation magna cum laude Georgia State University graduate that hails proudly from right here in the ATL, representing the deck, and that's Decatur, Georgia, for those of you who don't know. She's on a mission to help students make the best of their college years.
She is the published author of the book, Listen to Me and College Will Be Easy, which she will be bringing to film in her video series called Lil Bertha. This education and community activist spends her time speaking to elementary, middle, and high school students all over the state of Georgia with the aim of helping them achieve low stress and high grades. So, ladies and gentlemen of Nyghtstorm Nation, turn up the volume on whatever device you are listening on and help us welcome to Nyghtstorm Radio, the incredible Miss L.M. BeDell. Yeah!
How y'all doing?
We're doing great.
I love that intro.
Cool beans. Well, as my husband say, we do our fair amount of research around here, and you deserve an intro like that everywhere you go.
Thank you so much.
All right, now, LL, let's get into this, because you heard the Nyghtstorm letter, okay? And with so many college graduates unable to find jobs after graduation, like AJ was talking about, do you think college is really worth it?
Honestly, I do. But I think that students have to do their research while they are in college. That's why it's important to take internships, which I heavily talk about in my book, because you can get that experience and you can actually connect with people who are already doing what you want to do. I know people who took no internships in college, and you're right, they couldn't find a job.
Exactly, because they're expected, hey, I'm getting my grades up, I have, a certain GPA, and I'm graduating from this particular prestigious type college in some cases, and they still come out next to AJ in the warehouse in some instances, or in some job that doesn't meet their degree of what they went to school for.
Absolutely. And I think that has everything to do with preparation and knowing exactly what you want to do, finding your passion.
Right.
What is your passion? What will you get out of bed every morning and want to do? Because it's not fun to get up every day and hate what you do. So take internships, and network with people who will be able to give you a job when you graduate. I took an internship and I, was able to work at that job once I finished college. So you have to take internships.
Okay, but what about the folks who say, well, I ain't getting paid, for this internship, so it ain't kind of worth it to me if I ain't getting no money for it.
What about the experience, though? And everything in life you won't get paid to do.
That's true.
Sometimes it's all about getting your foot in the door, because it's not what you know, but who you know.
Exactly.
So rub shoulders with the people, these CEOs, these executives, so that they can give you a job, or they may know somebody who can give you a job. Exactly. Even your professors, you don't know who they know. Some of their husbands or wives own companies, and they can hire you. I experienced that situation as well.
Well, and that's not something that people are thinking about. They're just looking at, I just finished school. I got to do it for 4 more years. But in your opinion, what are the keys to college?
I have 4 keys to college and success, because like he said, everybody won't go to college, and we have to, keep that in mind. But the 4 keys to success, no matter what you're doing, is reading, writing, studying, and networking. I'm going to repeat that. Reading, writing, studying, and networking.
Now, you're going to have to break those down.
Right. Reading.
I'm writing them down right now.
So many people like, for example, syllabus. We get our syllabus. We never read it.
That's true.
I remember interviewing a guy for the book, and he was saying how they had a pop quiz. It was listed in the syllabus. Nobody read the syllabus. They had a pop quiz. And that could be the difference from earning a C or an A.
That's true. I definitely remember sitting in class, and the professor, it's totally different from high school, because they give you these constant reminders and whatever. And like I told our kids, when you get to college, they're just going to give you a syllabus. You're grown now. You turn it in when it's due. And there was this one guy, I swear, every time he go, all right, remember to have your thing in for me next week, whatever the assignment was. He's like, what? What's next week? What's going on? And we're all looking at him like, read the syllabus. So that's definitely something that you have to prepare yourself with.
Right, and just reading books too, because that's where you'll get your knowledge. So many things we don't have the answer to, but if you read, if you want to know how to become a millionaire, grab a book written by a millionaire and learn what they know, because you may not be able to physically get in touch with them, but you can read their book to know what they know. Number 2 is writing. You need writing skills to get a scholarship. They say, it's thousands of dollars worth of scholarships out there, and there are, but you have to learn how to write effectively to earn those scholarships, because they're not giving them to you. Studying, you have to study. No matter what, you have to study. In college, in high school, we kind of just blow by high school. We may not study as much, but in, college, especially.
Ain't nothing but studying.
Yeah. Especially, doctors, lawyers, those, professional degrees, you have to study. And also with studying is researching what you want to do.
Okay.
And networking, like I said, is not what you know, but who you know. And getting on board with people, volunteering. Even if you don't want to do an internship, volunteer. If you want to be a nurse, why not go volunteer some hours at the hospital?
To see what it's really like.
That's right. Because they may be able to write you a letter of recommendation that you need to get into nursing school, to get into medical school.
That's true.
And that is something that our daughter did. We have a friend of ours that he's the head Well, I'm tongue tied right now, baby, but he's the head guy over the medical of Clayton County. Okay, and she went and interned for him. And volunteer hours, and she listened and she studied everything that he was talking about. And she was able to network with him so she can get those hours that she needed. And then now she was able to transition into another job that she was really, really, really wanting. So that networking and all that stuff that you're talking about is actually very, very, very good. Now, what I do want to ask you is this, okay, because I know we're coming up on a break soon, but just how important is parental involvement? Because these babies are doing everything that you're saying, but what if mom and dad just ain't on board, man? I mean, they got all kind of stress and drama going on. How important is it with the parents to be involved with these babies?
Success starts at home. I don't care what anybody says. Success starts at home, and children need that parental help to reinforce what they're doing. You need to know what your child is doing. Are they taking their necessary classes? So many students get to their senior year and haven't taken all the right classes to graduate. Right. So now they're a year or even 6 months behind. So just checking up on your child, going to these meetings. If your kid is in high school, middle school, elementary school, go to the PTA meetings. Go to the PTA meetings. All of the policies are set in the PTA meetings. You're not happy with the curriculum? That starts with the PTA meeting. So just making sure that your child is on track, because kids, they kind of do what they want to do. So, even myself, my dad stayed on me. Are you reading? Let me see those grades. Have you taken an internship? What are you going to do after college? What are you going to do after high school? He stayed on me. And that was the reason that I was so successful in college, because he started that way back when I was in elementary school.
Exactly. And then a lot of times young people can't see past right now and what's in front of them. So the fact that your father's like, okay, what comes after college? Well, I just got here. Right. I'm not thinking about what comes after. I'm thinking about this, essay that has to be written on, this paper that has to be turned in. So the fact that he was giving you that foresight to think, okay, life doesn't end with this essay or whatever that's coming up. I need to be thinking past this point. Right.
And he even saw the benefits of studying abroad. I went to China and studied abroad. And he told me that when I was a freshman in college, study abroad, that's a resume booster. And I talk about that in my book, Study Abroad. If you walk onto a job and one person has studied abroad and you hasn't, who you think they're going to hire? If your skill set is similar, they're going to hire that person that studied abroad.
Because of that extra life experience and that extra culturing, and that is so, so, so very important. And I like the fact when you say, Pop was getting on you like, look here, you're going to have to do this, because a lot of us, even when we were young, we weren't, as you said, sweetheart, thinking past our nose. We weren't thinking past homecoming. We weren't thinking past prom. The biggest thing that was important to us was what kind of tux I'm going to wear, what color dress she gonna wear, and how good I'm gonna look in front of my homeboys. How
much swag I got.
Yeah, how much swag I got. Well, we gonna get deeper into this topic right here about these young folks going to college and handling their business and becoming successes so they can run this world. So we are here on Love 860 AM WAEC, Atlanta's inspirational talk radio station. See you on the other side of the break.
You ever been so depressed to where you want to hurt yourself because life has been unkind, unfair, and unforgivable? Folks done hurt you and thrown you away? Yeah, I know, because I was there too, until I read this book by Nyghtstorm called All Action No Talk. This dude has been there, man. He understands us. He was homeless, abused as a child, abandoned by his dad, and even his oldest son passed away. I'm encouraged, because if this dude can make it, so can I, and so can you. So check it out at Nyghtstorm.com, NYGHTSTORM, and know that you have the strength to change your life despite adversity, like him, like me, like you.
Hey, you, guy or gal that's listening, are you enjoying the night storms? Good! If you want the 411 on me, YG Nightstorm.
And me, Toby George Nightstorm, a.k.a. Lady Nightstorm, visit Nyghtstorm.com. That's NYGHTSTORM.com. Check out our informative blogs, videos, and see what Nightstorm Nation is doing to benefit the community. You can also follow us on Twitter and Facebook.
Thanks again for listening to the Nyghtstorms on Nyghtstorm Radio every Thursday at 11 a.m. to noon on Love 860 a.m. Atlanta's inspirational station. We are you.
Hi everyone, it's me, Lady Nightstorm, and have I got news for you. Want to know how to keep up with us and what we're doing in the community? It's easy. Just like us on Facebook at Nyghtstorm Radio. Follow us on Twitter at Nyghtstorm Radio and become part of the Nyghtstorm Nation mailing list at Nyghtstorm.com. That's NYGHTSTORM. Keep up with all our promotions, contests, and latest happenings. Nyghtstorm Radio. We are you.
You are now rocking with the Nyghtstorms on Atlanta's inspirational station, Love 860 AM WAEC. Now back to the show.
We are back, and we're speaking today with L.M. BeDell, our education and community activist, about preparing for college. And if you would like to call in and be a part of the conversation and ask a question or make a comment, please do so. We are here at 404-355-8699 and 1-866-923-2860.
Yeah, now, Ella, we got another Nightstorm letter here.
Okay.
A bit deeper. Okay. All right. So now, AJ, we love your letter, brother, but we got something from a different perspective. We got something coming from a mama now, and she got something to say. So it goes. Dear Nightstorms, I was reading your Facebook post, and I saw that you were discussing preparing for college, and I have not one, not two, but 3 children preparing to go off to college starting next year, with one graduating high school and the other 2 will follow a year after the previous one. So we have our hands full with getting them prepared mentally and us financially. I did not attend college, so I don't have any clue about where to start or what they should be doing to get ready, aside what I have been telling them since they were in pre-K, and that is get the best grades possible so they can get into a great school and hopefully get a full ride. And I don't have to kill myself trying to pay for all of their education for all 3 of these students. Now, I see that your guest is supposed to have all the answers, so I am listening. Lay it on me. Where do I begin and get ready? Thank you. Rhonda from Miami, Florida. Okay, now we got 2 issues here, LM. Okay. One, we got this young lady has 3 children in college, and they all pretty much going to be in school at the same time. And Toby, I want you to really get into this. And LM, I got another issue that I want you to tackle. So, sweetheart, we are in this position.
I know, I was going to say, been in, hello.
We got several kids in college.
Right.
One just graduated.
Right.
One in college.
Right.
One finna go to college.
Right.
One finna finish up high school. And then we got the baby right behind him.
Right.
So, sweetheart, my queen, with all of your vast knowledge and experience, can you talk to Rhonda for a minute about this situation?
Well, I mean, she's definitely doing right with what she's saying about your grades, because that's going to be a deciding factor. But then you got to look at the point of, you have a lot of people out there who that's their focus, it's their grades. Everyone knows, I think that's a blanket universal thing, that you have to have the GPA in order to be accepted and to be in the race. But then there's also, she wants them to get a full ride scholarship. So they have to have the skills to get that done and know where to look. You know, Google what companies offer scholarships for what they have an interest in and things of that nature. But it's going to be a ride either way, especially it sounds like she has stair steps here.
Yeah, just like us.
Yeah, so it sounds like she said one every year, so they're a little closer than ours. At least we have a 2-year break in between. Yeah. But she said one after the other. And so at some point she's going to have a freshman, a sophomore, and a junior, and then the way it goes, sophomore, junior, senior. So it's definitely going to be an adventure. for her. What do you think, LM?
Well, first, because my father or my mom, they never went to college. So I was kind of thrown into college. So the first thing that she should do, her name is Miss Rhonda, right?
Yep.
Miss Rhonda, is see what your children are good at. If you notice they like animals, if they like computers, maybe see about helping them become a veterinarian or computer programming. So in order to really love what you do, you have to find your passion. Exactly. I'm big on finding your passion. And then once you find their passion, you can see what they can major in. So for instance, if they like animals, you might think they'll, become a veterinarian. And then look at what schools they can go to. Tuskegee has a good medical veterinarian program. UGA has a good veterinarian program. And if they want to be a computer programmer, Georgia Tech, Virginia Tech. So just things like that, finding what they love to do, what their skills are, and be able to find a major that goes along with that. And then once you find the major, you find out what college has that major. Don't send them to UGA if UGA doesn't have, their field that they're trying to go into.
Exactly.
Okay, now one thing I do want to hit on, because she said she got these 3 babies. Okay, and the advice you just gave is excellent. Okay, but what if, and I'm just playing devil's advocate here. I'm just going to talk about how I was when I was, okay? What if she is really pushing that? She knows that maybe her son likes computers, okay? But his attitude right now at 17 and a half or 18 years old, he is just like, look, I ain't feeling it. I want to take a year off. I want to take 2 years off. I want to go do this and I want to do that. And school is always going to be there for me, Mama. It's always going to be there. And trust me, I'm going to go back. And then Mom says, well, once you don't go and more time goes by, it's harder for you to get in. But you got a knucklehead who's like me and say, Mom, LM, I can go to school 5 years from now. I want to start a family first. What do you tell these young folks and who just may not really understand the scope of the decisions that they have to make right now, that these decisions will affect them 5, 10, 20, 30 years from now? And if they start this family right now and they have no education and they have no way of paying for these babies or support the spouse, can you really talk about the importance of why they really need to pursue this education? Yeah, because
sometimes
now.
They might not even be planning these babies.
That's right.
They just want to work and
like me.
They just don't want to go to school no more right now. So
yeah, and that's very important because I realize that everybody won't. They will not go to a 4-year college. But what about talking to them about maybe going to trade school, maybe 6 months, maybe 8 months to become an automotive mechanic? I know Mr. Gregory Barranco, he hires, people with 2-year degrees to work on his Mercedes-Benzes. So finding what that child likes and also just talking with them and letting them understand that it's hard out here. I mean, y'all know it's hard out here.
Yeah.
So just continue to stay on them. You have to stay on them because, I was a self-starter, but, some of my family members are not. You just have to stay on them and give them other options. Okay, well, if you're not going to go to college, if you're not going to go to trade school to become a plumber or to become anything, you're going to work.
Yeah.
At least work in a similar field. If you like computers, why not go and work at the tech department at Office Depot, or the tech department of Best Buy. At least work in that field. That way it'd be easier for you to go back to school. And that company may pay for you to go to school.
Yeah.
And that's another option. Chick-fil-A, they pay for their workers to go to college. So at least work somewhere where in a couple years, when you make up your mind, they'll pay for you to go to college. So research those companies that pay for their workers, their employees to go to college.
And a lot of times too, those are some great points. A lot of times too, I'm sitting here thinking, getting out in the real world and working and seeing how minimum wage is and seeing that, I want to be doing more than this. that's a heck of a motivator to get you to go to college.
This $8 an hour, just not cutting it.
Exactly.
That $8 ain't gonna get you that Benz, man.
No, it's not getting that Benz.
Mama house, because you know people when you get grown, you get tired of being told what time to be home.
That's right.
If you still at mama house,
being in mama's basement,
exactly. You still, it's the time you're gonna walk in this door. I don't care if you are. You still under my roof, and that gets old real quick.
Right.
So, not going to college could be a motivator to go to college.
That's right. and real quick, I mean, because people say, oh, 4-year degree, I have to go to a 4-year school. But you do not have to go to a 4-year school. I researched 5 top careers that only require a 2-year degree. Mm-hmm. And the numbers that they're making, I mean, some of them are making more than people who have 4-year degrees. Mm-hmm. Like an air traffic controller, $122,000 a year. Mm-hmm. I don't know anybody who has a 4-year degree that's making that. Mm-hmm. A radiation therapist, $77,000 a year. A dental hygienist, $70,000 a year. A funeral service director. I mean, we hate to think about that, but they getting paid $66,000 a year. And an RN, $65,000 a year. And these are 18-month to 2-year degrees.
Wait a minute. Hold up. Rewind that. Hold on, because I think that might have skated by some folks. So you mean to tell me, Ellen BeDell, we eye to eye right now. You, eye to eye. You looking at me. The queen is right here as a witness. So you tell me there are jobs like this that only require 2 years of school. I mean, I want to make sure I heard this correctly. Air traffic controller makes how much, man?
$122,000 a year.
Wait a minute, hold on now. For y'all, that's 6 figures. That's 1, 2, 2, comma, 000.00. Okay, 122. Now you said radiation therapists make how much?
$77,000. And to be exact, $77,560.
Hold on.
That's coming right out of training.
This is a 2-year degree.
Now, okay, so my question is with that, is this an entry level starting pay or is this medium?
This is entry level.
Oh,
wow. And these jobs are in high demand. Oh. See, that's the key. You can go to college from here to whatever. Go and do something that's in high demand that you can get a job. That's the key.
Wow. AJ, bruh, I know you're in the, hey, bruh, hey, let me holler at you, bruh. I know what you said about handling your business at the warehouse, but bruh, at the warehouse, you ain't finna make 70 G's, man. I'm sorry.
No.
And especially, if you're like me and, some kids pop up on you. These things happen by accident sometimes. You don't mean for it to happen. It's like you were blindfolded and she took advantage of you. I understand. But these things happen, and you ain't going to be able to adequately support yourself, for one, support your family. And then your girl going to start looking at you. We broke. The baby need diapers. And by the way, you got another one in the oven on the way. What? So I'm saying, wait a minute. So read 2 more of those other options that AJ might have without going to school for 4 years, but he can go for 2. So we had air traffic controller 122, radiation tech 77,000. What else we got?
And how about this, AJ? Let's say you want to be a computer network support. That job, you will work from home and you'll actually just help diagnose computer problems. $59,000 a year. $59,090 to be
exact.
So almost $60,000.
Okay, so the next question is, where do they sign up? How do you even find out?
Research. That's why I've been talking about research.
Hold on. Let me break it down for AJ, men style, man to man. With that kind of money, you a brand new Mercedes CLA. They start for $30,000. See, you already know.
I want
you
one.
already know. You can get that Benz, bruh, and you can be taking care of your business, and that's entry level, and you can only go up from that. Am I right, my queen?
That's true.
Woo!
Where's the glass ceiling here?
Even AJ, they have management jobs in high demand. They're starting out at with $60,000 to $60,000 a year. Think about you can work in that warehouse, but what if you had a 2-year business degree? Mm-hmm. That 2-year degree. You can get a business degree in 2 years.
Exactly.
It won't be an MBA, but you can get a business degree, like basic accounting.
Then I'm sure I'm still here. All right, I can get the degree, but where do I get the job at? Who is hiring me with this degree? That was one of the points that he made. The people that he see has a degree, as you're saying, but maybe they don't know where to start. Maybe they didn't do the internship, or maybe they did an internship, but the internship did not hire them.
And in the book, I actually talk about taking 2 internships, one your junior year and one your senior year, in 2 different fields, so that, well, maybe you don't like computer programming, and then you took one in physical therapy. Maybe you like that one over the computer programming. So at least you have 2 things that you know you want to do. Utilize the Career Center at your high school and your college. They have all the connects, just like in high school with your counselors. They have all the connects. Your professors, you need these letters of recommendation.
Right.
Cool. Well, internships.
Like in all things, if you really want something, it ain't going to just come to you.
Right.
You're going to have to do the research, like you said, and you're going to have to go after it. You're going to have to study, like you said. You're going to have to look for it because, my queen, we understand this. Just being entrepreneurs, sitting on your butt, waiting on a blessing, it don't matter how much you pray. You got to go get it.
Have to get it.
You got to go get it. And, AJ, I'm just telling you, just man to man, bro. And like I said, I understand the practical aspects. And like I said, the Mercedes CLA, that's a nice car.
It's very nice.
That's a real nice car. Okay, even LM said, yeah, you go get that, bro. And the queen knows because the queen, she drives the other brand of BMW, which she's a trader, because we're a Mercedes family. But I have to say this, bro, and anybody that's listening, LM is really breaking some real factual things down. And I know you guys are always thinking, well, all this stuff is just pie in the sky. This stuff is real. People are doing this for real. But if you want the success, you are going to have to go after it, and you're going to have to just do it. And it starts with, just like she said, reading, find out where these opportunities are. Write to these people who you're interning with. People
learn how to write. Learn how to write an effective essay for the scholarship.
Yeah.
It's one thing to write an essay, but you got to remember these colleges are seeing essays after essay after essay. Yeah. So there has to be something in there in your style that's going to really get their attention and make them want to choose you.
And after talking to many professors, they're saying they're getting students who they can't write. I mean, they're coming into college. So parents, get your children some tutor, your writing skills. Get them a tutor at the school. Find a way to help them to learn how to write effectively. Not this slang and this jargon, but learn how to write effectively, especially if they want to get some scholarships.
Or tweet and Facebook script, okay? And we see this all the time on some of the Nightstorm letters. They'll be talking like they're tweeting, and the words are incomplete. The sentences have no structure. The punctuations are incorrect, okay? And I know we're coming up against a hard break, but one last shout out to this. 2 years making good money.
At least $50,000.
At least $50,000. That's the minimum.
And how nice is that Mercedes CLA, ma'am?
It's very nice. It's 4-door. Mr. Gregory Barranco, because I wasn't a Mercedes-Benz fan. I'm sorry. I wasn't. But when I saw that, I was like, "That it's a very nice car."
Well,
it's affordable.
You can step into that and then step up to the SL where I'm at. Because trust me, once you go Benz, bro, I don't care about the Bavarian Motor Works Group and Audi and all that. But you ain't gonna be able to step into this league and be able to take care of your family the way you want without the education and the money that comes with it. All materialism aside, it's what you need to survive and have a quality life for you and your family. But we going on a break, and the queen telling me to shut up about Benz.
We're gonna tell them more about what they need to know to get in that Benz or BMW or whatever they want to drive, because it's their choice. But I hope you're enjoying yourself, Nightstorm Nation. This is Nightstorm Radio, Love 860 AM WAEC, Inspirational Talk. We are you. We'll be right back.
Mercedes.
Event planners, are you worried that your next corporate get-together is going to be boring?
Then invite the Nyghtstorms to speak at your next event and electrify your organization as we break down how to grow your business, fix broken relationships, and conquer life challenges.
So make your next event epic. Invite me and the Queen to rock the house with inspirational techniques designed to empower individuals and maximize their true potential.
And thanks for listening to Nightstorm Radio on Love 860 AM WAEC, Atlanta's inspirational station.
We are you.
This is Toby George Nightstorm, a.k.a. Lady Nightstorm, and I'm known as the woman not afraid to tell the truth about how things really are. And the truth I have to say to you is you should listen to Nyghtstorm Radio every Thursday from 11 till noon. And you should also like us on Facebook at Nyghtstorm Radio. Follow us on Twitter at Nyghtstorm Radio. And join the Nyghtstorm Nation mailing list on Nyghtstorm.com. That's NYGHTSTORM.com. Nyghtstorm Radio on Love 860 AM WAEC, Atlanta's inspirational talk radio station. We are you.
This is YG Nyghtstorm. And why should you listen to Nyghtstorm Radio? Because we relate to you or someone you know with topics taken directly from our lives. Every time you tune in, you'll hear a discussion about real subjects that affect real life. Why? Because me and the Queen have been there. So join us right here every Thursday morning from 11 to noon on Love 860 AM WAEC, Atlanta's inspirational talk radio station. Nyghtstorm Radio. We are you.
Hello, Nyghtstorm Nation. This is Toby George Nightstorm, a.k.a. Lady Nightstorm, and I have a question for you. How much are you spending each day on lunch? $6, $7, $10 even? Do you know that for less than what you spend each week on lunch, you can advertise your business or service right here doing the show on Nyghtstorm Radio? Why don't you inbox us on Facebook, send us a message on Twitter, or drop us a line at Nyghtstorm.com. Let us show you how you can get your business or service out in front of the people. Now back to the show.
We are back, and we are talking to education and community activist Miss L.M. BeDell, and we breaking down some realness for you guys as far as you don't have to take the traditional route because this is the 21st century, okay? And the rules of the 20th century no longer apply. But there are ways to get the education that you need without sacrificing 4 years of your life if you choose that's not what you want to do, if that's not your role. So now we done talked about these wonderful 2-year programs that you eloquently broke down, LM, but how do students go about getting scholarships to qualify for programs like that, and also as far as the traditional 4-year stuff?
Okay, first I want to, let everybody know my credibility. I actually won 5 scholarships to school.
Uh-oh.
So, and actually, since I went to Georgia State, I actually had the Hope Scholarship too. So I had an excess of money. I was able to buy 2 cars with my refund checks. I was able to. I'm a songwriter too. I was able to produce songs and actually this book. So I'm gonna just give you some keys.
Okay.
First, check with your high school counselor. So many people, they don't even know their counselor's name. Get to know your high school counselor because they have information for all the scholarships. Then check with the college or colleges you want to attend to see what they have available.
Right.
Freshmen with certain GPA and SAT scores are eligible for some type of funding. So, and that brings me to the SAT scores. Get a high SAT score, as high as you can.
Right.
Then check scholarships in your area of study. For instance, if you want to go into mathematics or engineering, find scholarships in that area. Check with your church. Now,
right. Yeah, that's
so many people don't realize that churches have scholarship programs. Actually, a church, what they did with my book, if the students read my book and wrote an examination of it, they got a $1,500 scholarship.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Now, I like what you just said right there. You said, now, a church got involved, okay? And if the students, read your book and wrote like an essay or an examination about your book, just proving that they wrote it and the great things that's in it, they got what again?
$1,500.
$1,500?
That could be books. That could be food. That's a whole year.
Yeah.
That's 2 semesters. You could do books. You may be $500 short on your tuition.
Yeah.
That could help.
And also rent or whatever?
Right.
Wow, $1,500. Okay, so keep on going. I'm listening.
Check with your church. Check with organizations like McDonald's, Best Buy, the Bill Gates Scholarship.
Bill Gates Foundation.
Yeah, they have the Bill Gates Millennium Scholarship that pays your full tuition.
Yeah.
Chick-fil-A. and any educational organizations in the community, UNICEF, NAACP, Concerned Black Clergy. Find these organizations in your community.
Right. Okay. All right. I got that. Okay. Now, one more thing I want to ask you, though, because we talk about these things and we talk about in the perspective that folks are 16, 17, 18 years old, about to be, a senior in high school, from to graduate. But what about, can we start talking to our kids, when they're in middle school, about high school and about college and start early preparation? How do we as parents, because I know how me and the Queen did it, but I would love to get your fresh perspective on how these parents out here can really talk to their middle schoolers on early preparation to get the mentality right for the transition of college in the real world and how to become successful.
Right, because high school is not too late, but it's the earlier the better.
Yeah.
So a couple things for even in elementary school. I'm telling you, when I go to Cobb County and Gwinnett County and I talk to some of the students, they're only 6 and 7 years old, but they know what college they're going to. So there's an expectation. So parents, you must set an expectation that anything less than excellence is unacceptable. So begin to have your child take the SAT, the ACT, these prep tests. Because along with essays, writing an essay, you will have to have some good SAT or ACT scores. Get them to volunteer, because with scholarships, they want to see what type of community activism, in the community. Have you volunteered? Follow my keys to success: reading, writing, studying, networking. So this could strengthen your resume. Also, it can help you get a scholarship.
Okay, now you know something. You've been dropping a whole lot of nuggets, and you've been kind of teasing about what's in the book and these 4 wonderful areas of where these folks can really get some good stuff. So tell us more about why you wrote your book. Tell us the name one more time and get in depth on just what pushed you to write your book.
Okay, the name of it again is Listen to Me and College Will Be Easy. And the credibility that I have is because I graduated magna cum laude, which is a 3.8 GPA or higher. And I wrote this book because so many of my classmates just were not finishing. They was not finishing college. Also, they were finishing college and couldn't find a job.
Right.
So what I aim to do, I set out to reduce time and money for students, because those are 2 areas of concern: time and money.
Time and money.
And people have a limited time of both of them.
Right.
And so it's an easy read. I know that students, they're already bombarded with materials to read. 109 pages. That's it. Of how to make the best of your collegiate years.
That will 109. That take any time to read. And one thing I like your authenticity. Okay, because in our field of entertainment, you get so many people who say, do this and listen to me. And it's like people who listen for marriage advice to people who are not married. Right. Okay, people who listen about parenting to people who've never had children. Right. Okay, but when you talk about the advantages of going to college and the programs that are available to everybody, the fact that you come from a very real place and you got these scholarships, and you put all of this knowledge and wisdom in your book, which is only 109 pages. Okay, so it's like, this ain't something that's going to take you 3 months to read.
No.
Okay, it's not intimidating, but it's packed with enough information, and a person can read it in a short amount of time where they also retain the information that's there. So I want to ask you this. So how can people support you more? And where can they find you? Because of all these wonderful nuggets in the book and the expertise you got, how can folks support you?
Well, first I want to just say, like you said, it won't take long to read it. Actually, my goal was to have them learn in less than 4 days. Would take 4 years to learn. So in less than 4 days, you will learn what it takes to get through college in 4 years.
Wow.
And my website is whatsupwithcollege.com. Also, the book is on amazon.com. I write a blog where you could, find information about scholarships and what fields to go into at Breaking the Mold at WordPress. And I'll give you all this information so you can put it on your Facebook page.
Yeah.
It's only $9.95, and I don't know. When I was going to college, I wish I had a book like this. It would have made my learning curve, that much smaller.
Yeah.
So $9.95, and you can find it on whatsupwithcollege.com and also Amazon.com.
And I'm sitting here looking at the book, and I love the cover of it, and the young man on the laptop, and it's, got this feel of, okay, this like it'll be an interesting book to read.
Yeah, it jumps out at you. Mm-hmm. And I want to say this, this stuff that we've been talking about, this is real because, unfortunately, I did it the hard way. Okay, and millions of us, we do it the hard way because, my queen,
we don't know any better.
We don't know.
And we don't know what we don't know.
Yeah. So, but now, y'all ain't got no excuse.
That's right.
Because now y'all know. Hold that book up one more time.
As if they'll see it.
Okay.
I'll let
Use my experiences. And also, I polled other students and professors. So not only will you have my experience, but you'll have the experience of other students and professors to hear what they have to say.
Well, now, sweetheart, I want to tell you this. And LM, I want to tell you this also. All the things that we have been talking about, and all this adversity with school and the things that we have gone through in our lives from not making the correct choices, but there's one word that can help folk overcome a mountain of issues, whether they young, old, black, white, Jew, Gentile. And that word is love. And turn that music up just a little bit more.
Ah, there we go.
And we have entered into the love shout out segment of our show. And this is where the Nyghtstorm Nation get to tell the world how much they love their special sweetie pie. So, one, I want to say big love shout out from Elizabeth to her boys, Eli and Jason. She says her twin boys are the first in their family to graduate from college, and she could not be prouder and wishes them the best as they strike out into the real world.
Yeah, and I noticed she capitalized real.
Yes, she did.
Because it's totally different than being at home or being in the dorms when you're out there. Also, we have Daniel, and he's sending love to his mom. She has been in and out of the hospital for the past 2 weeks with heart issues, and things are finally starting to look up. And he is thanking God for his grace and being with her in her time of need.
Yes, and Miss BeDell, do you have anybody special you want to send a love shout out to?
I just want to send a love shout out to everybody. Just wishing everybody peace, happiness, and joy. And whatever you're going through, know that God is in control.
Amen.
Yes,
Amen.
All righty then. So,
baby, you want to send a love shout out to somebody?
If you let me get it out.
You want to send a love shout out to somebody?
I don't know. You know what? She's going to be so pushy about it. I'm like, I ain't got nothing to say to nobody. I love me.
I love me some me.
I love me some me. But I wanted to say, YG.
Yeah.
Thank you for having my breakfast ready this morning and getting my coffee ready and having it, even though it burnt my mouth. I still appreciate the fact you got it.
You know we can sue McDonald's for $1 million. Right?
No, they got a disclaimer on the top of the cup now. They done failed for the open up one time. So, but thank you for being a great dad, great husband, great man, great everything, thing.
And baby, a special love shout out to you, my queen. Thank you for being the love of my life, the sun, my stars, my moon, my orbit, my gravity, my breath, my everything.
Good Lord.
I love you. I wouldn't be alive without you. And I wouldn't want to live without you because you are my life. Thank you. So we're going to cut that. But we also want to send a special shout out to the real world and folks going to it. Jerry, if you can roll that music by Paramore, please. Now, ain't it fun? Y'all don't understand what y'all finna get into in the real world. But if you're like LM BeDell and you going to college and you handling your business, be prepared to do your thing. But we love you. And we want to say this to you right here. It's good to be on your own. Yes. Paramore said these are good friends of ours. It's fun being in the real world. But there's something that comes with being in the real world. You got to stand up. And Paramore said it best like this.
Don't go crying to your mama, 'cause you're on your own in the real world. Don't go crying.
Don't go crying.
To your mama.
To your mama, please.
She don't want to hear. She done with you.
You're in the real world, baby. So this goes out to AJ. Everybody out there in the real world, get your education like Ellen BeDell. Buy her book, handle your business, and Paramore, break it down one more time. What?
Baby, now you're
one of us now. You grown. Yeah.
All right, we having a party here. We're going to take you out. Ellen BeDell, thank you so much for being on Nyghtstorm Radio. Nyghtstorm Nation, thank you so much for listening to Nyghtstorm Radio, sending us your letters at the Nyghtstorms at nyghtstorm.com and supporting the show. Until next time, have a great week, stay safe, and join us next Thursday right here, 11 a.m., Love 860 a.m. We are you.
Yeah, welcome to the real world. God bless you.